Yes, people. It's GG at GG on Wrestling on Twitter. Moment of silence while you like and subscribe to the channel, and a moment of silence for the audio listeners to leave a 5-star review. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. All of that stuff matters. We are back with some more predictions and wishes for 2022. I'm not alone. Make sure you check out my wishes and predictions. They will be down in the comments below. And make sure you ring the bell to not miss any other videos this week. I do have a very special guest joining me today who I'll introduce in a second to go through his wishes and predictions for 2022. Before we do that, please make sure you check out figtees.co.uk for all your custom figure shirts. You can even use code GGPod and save yourself 20%. Great selection of pre-made custom t-shirts on there, but he also does bespoke designs. So if you can imagine it, he can make it happen. I do have a Walter figure over there with a t-shirt of a picture of me and Walter on it. So there you go. Just something like that can happen. So make sure you hit up figtees.co.uk. Without further ado, let me introduce my guest from Nonstop Wrestling Chat, one of my favorite YouTube wrestling channels. Barry, how are you doing, sir?
Fantastic, man. I just love how you had to drop that Walter thing in. Like, I met Walter, and like, just you saying that, just dropping in there, and kind of he looks like Robbie Williams, which is a wee bit weird.
Really does. You weren't the only person that said that. Like, especially like some of my mates who don't even know wrestling. They're like, "Who is that? Is that Robbie Williams?"
Like, no, it's Sunday Kill. Don't stop it.
You would kill Robbie Williams. Well, to be fair, he could probably take that by himself. The lump.
Aye.
Thank you for joining me. So we're going to go through some of your predictions and wishes for wrestling in 2022. So basically how this is going to work is I've got 2 predictions from each guest, 2 wishes for 2022, something they want to come true personally. By the end of the year, we'll probably collate all the kind of predictions and wishes to see who was right and who was very, very wrong. I'm going to give 2 points for a correct prediction that comes true, and any wishes that come true will get 5 points. Probably put a little leader table. The winner may even win a prize, who knows. But yeah, without further ado, Barry, let's get into it. What is your first prediction for 2022 in wrestling?
So first of all, I'm probably going to be at the very end of that table because literally anything I say, the opposite happens, so it's fine. But the first prediction is Damian Priest to win the Money in the Bank. Has to do it, doesn't he? He has to win it.
Yeah, I think it's quite a good shout, to be fair. I think Vince is quite high on him, and especially Austin Theory. What do you think of Damian Priest? You watch a bit more of WWE than I do, so what do you think? How do you think they're kind of getting him across at the moment?
I feel he's all right. Like, they're really behind him to push him, but he's a great wrestler. He knows what he's doing. He's been doing it for years, and it gives like a cool aspect of like he could go against Roman, could help bring up newer guys into that area. Plus, then give Roman something else to do. He doesn't need the belt. He has WWE, and he could just have a fake belt tattooed to him. Nobody's really bothered that he's got a belt at the minute.
He'll always be the champ, whether he's got it or not.
Aye, it doesn't matter. So it's cool to give it to like Damian Priest. And on the side note, Austin Theory, can't stand the guy. Don't like him at all. I think it's awkward. The selfie stick, stupidness. Just drop that. Give that push to Damian Priest and let him go with it, because he's got that cool kind of look that you can kind of see. I don't know. Gives you that old school kind of feeling, doesn't it? Like back when wrestling was kind of cool. Gives you that feeling instead of from kids stuff.
It gives me very like Razor Ramon vibes, but I don't think they lean into it enough, because he does look very cool. I obviously am not up to date with the product. They are kind of doing something different with him at the moment. Is he like a heel and face at the moment or something?
I don't even know what they're doing, man. I don't bother with what WWE do with characters. I've just watched the in-ring stuff. He had a good match on Raw against Dolph Ziggler, which is always fun to watch Ziggler and him go against each other. But if he wins the Money in the Bank, I think there's a lot that can be done. He doesn't need to cash it in and win it. He could just cash it in, get bet, has a story to tell, underdog against Roman, build somebody, give Roman somebody to try and challenge.
The only thing with Priest, he's not a spring chicken, is he? He's actually like, I
Is it
don't think
38, 39 or something like that? Like
Yeah,
he's
which
pretty.
of course in wrestling terms, I mean, Ric Flair was still bumping at 60, 70, but yeah, I don't know how much longer he's got in him for a big title run. So they probably need to pull the trigger this year if they were going to. How do you feel about this prediction? How confident are you? If you were to give it like a score out of 10, 10 being the most likely to happen, how likely do you think it will
In
happen?
my world of what should happen and how you should run a wrestling company, this would be like a 9. In real life, probably a 2. Like it'll be like they'll just be like they'll bring somebody else up, won't they, to win it? Braun Breaker, he'll win Money in the Bank, and I'll just be sitting there pissed and annoyed because none of my stuff comes true. But I don't know, probably like a good 7. Like it's somebody to give it to. You can use it. He's believable that he can beat somebody. He's no a Otis situation, which nobody believed he could do anything. So at least it's believable and makes the Money in the Bank mean something again, because it's just a joke.
Yeah, and I really liked what Big E was doing with it initially. Just the tease of just coming onto screen holding the briefcase next to Roman or Heyman. Like that was all great stuff, and I'd love to see more of that. And I think you're right with Priest. He's so cool. Like all you need is for him to stand on the ramp and hold it up, and then just walk back out. Just do you know what I mean? Just that constant tease that that inevitable doom for the champion.
Just
Which
something's
I
going to
think,
happen. Like you said, the Big E stuff was pretty cool, but like with a cooler looking character, that's somebody that's kind of edgy and stuff like that, you can do a lot more with it. Like
yeah.
attack a champion. He gets sacked from SmackDown or something. You don't know where he's going to go. He's floating around as a free agent. Stoats back up in NXT. Who knows? Something you can do. Just WWE just needs to do something right now, because I'm 1 week, first Raw of the year, and I'm already checking out.
I can't do it to myself, mate. I envy you. Cool. I think it's a fairly strong prediction. I would not be surprised at all if that did happen, to be fair. So could be some points in the bag. What's your next prediction for 2022?
So the Hardy Boys versus the Young Bucks in a ladder match over in obviously AEW, the only show that's kind of doing something that's a wee bit better. I'm just going to say as well, this match will probably be shite, terrible, worst match of the year probably, but it'll be cool to see. Like, it's no 2009, it's not going to be good, so it'll be cool to see them in the ring, but I don't think it'll be good.
Have you seen their previous ladder match for Ring of Honor at all?
Aye, it was all right.
I thought it was all right, man.
I don't like the Young Bucks. They can, apart from that cage match, which was all right, but they could do a 5-star match, and I'll be like, nah, just why are these guys here doing this? But it needs to happen, doesn't it? Do like a retirement match or something. Get Matt Hardy out of there. Let him go away, because the cool guy's Jeff. Nobody likes Matt Hardy.
Matt Hardy is probably like the least liked wrestler for me. I can't stand him. I don't think his in-ring work's anything special. His character winds me up, especially in AEW, where he's getting so much bloody airtime. I can't stand it. How are we seeing Christian Cage and Matt Hardy in the same ring in 2021 or 2022? Like, it's just unfathomable.
It's the two uncool people from the tag team. Like, everybody wants Edge and Jeff Hardy. Nobody wants Christian and Matt Hardy. Like, I went to a signing when I was younger, and Jeff Hardy didn't come. It was just Matt Hardy, and I literally cried all the way home, because it was this guy doesn't matter. I've literally got his autograph, and I'm like, don't care, don't like it. But now, as I'm older, I'm like, I like that. But when I was a kid, I was pure like, this is shit. I want to see Jeff Hardy. No, the one that nobody likes and cares about.
I'm with you. I personally don't even want to see this Hardy Boys reunion in AEW. I think it's very, very likely to happen. But yeah, Jeff just doesn't excite me as much as other people. Like, he's, people want to talk about Darby Allin or Spot Fest or Spot Monkeys. I mean, Jeff Hardy was just throwing himself off stuff constantly. But that is him. That's what he is good for. I don't think his in-ring style again is that great. His in-ring work. He's got a couple of cool moves in his moveset, but other than that, I don't personally think he's anything special.
See, I would love to see Jeff Hardy come in to do the Young Bucks thing, because I think that's going to happen, because it'll just be like a match that people want to see on a main show. ROH can be main, but it's not really. But I would love to see like Hardy Sting, obviously Sting and Darby Allin. Sting's out, could have kind of turned a wee bit heel on Hardy, like you messed me back 2010. I'm going to cost you a belt or something. Bring some real life into it because that's what we want. Stories we can buy into. No, something that Tony Khan does that pisses me off sometimes is just it does just feel like he's just kind of like I would love to book it like this, and this is how I'm going to play with these action figures, and I'm like, just give me something that I can be like, oh shit, that's a wee bit close to close to the nerve, and gives us something to work with. Because Darby Allin and Jeff Hardy, I think, could put on a fantastic match as well. But everybody will probably moan because AEW does it, and it's the internet wrestling community, and everybody's just moaning about everything.
Yeah. I think this is a very strong prediction. I think as soon as Jeff Hardy left WWE, the Bucks were, grabbing on Tony Khan's trouser leg. Please can we play? Please can we have him over here? There's no way. They are the Young Bucks' favorite tag team. There is no way we're not going to see at least a reunion with the Hardy Boys in AEW. But how likely do you think? I mean, you may have shot yourself in the foot by booking a specific match type here. I mean, we may get away with giving you some half points if we get at least a match, but how likely do you think this is to happen this year?
10 out of 10 probably, isn't it? Like it's going to, out of 10, it's going to more than likely definitely happen. I'll get more eyes because Jeff Hardy's a cooler one. Even if people say they don't like it, he stoats up, they're like, I'm going to watch it because Jeff Hardy's there. And you've got a ton of stories to tell. Like Sting might just be pure like, done this to me. I've actually Darby Allin is like a heel. This like face guy tweener person that they're trying to make him as, like make him like a dick, like the skateboarding guys. Like everybody kind of gets, like if you go through a park in Glasgow, got the wee skateboarding area, it's always quite dickish. If you talk to them, they're fine, but they always seem dickish. So it's just like, just make him like a dicky person. Like that's what everybody thinks he is, and kind of looks a wee bit dickish. Just don't shine for it. Just doesn't need to be a good guy. Can be a bad guy. And him against Hardy would be cool. But this match, Hardy's against the Young Bucks. That's what you could probably call ourselves in a ladder match, probably happening 6 months or something into 100%. And it'll be shite, but it'll happen.
I think it's a very strong prediction. I don't see that. I would be so shocked if we don't see Jeff Hardy in AEW at all this year. And like I said, that is the Young Bucks' dream match. And if they want to do it again, they will. And I'm sure they do want to. So.
They'll go over, and then people will be so happy they went over. They'll change their bio, and I still won't care.
Right, cool. On to the wishes. So I asked you to give me 2 wishes for AEW this year. And obviously wishes can be as wild as you want them to be. They're yours. So hit me with your first wish.
So we spoke about Walter versus Bobby Lashley versus Brock Lesnar at like a Mania or just a pay-per-view. Just that at a pay-per-view. The 3 of these guys in a feud would just beat each other up, and it would legit look like these guys could really, well, all 3 of them could literally, I don't know, beat anybody. Like Lashley's insanely jacked. Lesnar's just a scary person, and Walter just beats people. So those 3 in the ring at the same time for a big belt would give that like prestigious feel to it. Kind of feels like MMA, but on the likelihood of this happening is very little. But I really hope it does. I'm dying to see it.
I mean, it's your wish, mate. So, but when you said about this, the thing that I like as well is WWE are, I don't want to give them praise, but here we go. They do book triple threats and multi-man matches fairly well. So this could actually be such a bloody good match. I know there's rumours that Walter is out there waiting in the wings. Do you think we see him at Royal Rumble this year?
I hope so. I think probably still, like if they've got a jackass guy coming in, they should get Walter in. Come on, like he makes.
Oh, you're saying feed Johnny Knoxville to Walter, basically.
Like get Walter in just to beat him up, like Little Maggot done to Steve-O. Just get that to him, and it'll just put him over. Because this triple threat needs to happen, doesn't it? Like everybody's moaning because Lesnar's facing Lashley. They're saying it's like it doesn't really matter. It does. It feels good. It feels like an MMA, like a big UFC. Feels like a big main event that I want to see at the Royal Rumble. Like, I'm buzzing to see this more than anything. Walter comes in, costs Lashley the title. Whatever, just, I don't know, it'll just be cool. Like, we can get a lot of story out of these three, and it's believable that they're going to beat the hell. Imagine Walter and Brock Lesnar just beating each other, then Lashley just coming in and doing whatever he normally does, which is just scary to look at anyway, which is just going to be cool. Plus, they're all kind of, like, Lesnar and Lashley have an MMA background. Walter's got that look as well, that old school wrestler that can rip your leg off and hit you with it. So, like,
they are all legitimate beasts.
All three of them are, like, could do a real feud. Like, even if it's just 1-on-1, then you add in another one for what, like a wee tournament thing or something. But
I mean, I would argue it doesn't even need a story. Like, for wrestling fans, like, this match sells itself. Like, if you're telling me Walter, Brock Lesnar, and Bobby Lashley are all in the ring at the same time together, I'm dropping everything and I'm checking it out because, yeah, that's exactly what Biggie spoke about when he was talking about big meaty men slapping meat. I personally am very, very concerned about this Walter stuff. I hope I'm with you. I think he does debut at the Rumble. Personally, if I was booking it, he comes out at 30 and wins the whole thing. And that's your first kind of look at Walter on the main roster. I want him up the top straight away. He's one of the most legit wrestlers, athletes, beasts that they've got, and they need to capitalize on it. And, you know, whether or not, you know, there's casual fans or the WWE fans really know who Walter is, make them know. Like, there's ways that they can book this, that he legitimately, you know, kind of meets the hype that we've all got as kind of more diehard fans. There's ways to get there, and they need to book him perfectly. I don't want to see him running around in the 24/7 division. Like, that is my real concern, or giving him a dancing gimmick, or, you know, I'm very concerned about it.
If it's me, I give him the IC title and just let him go in this, like, IC title just reign of terror, because that's doing nothing.
I would rather US title personally, because he can play up to the kind of, I never wanted to come here, you've got me here, and now I've got your belt kind of thing. I know they don't really like the foreign heel trope anymore, but I think it works in wrestling, especially in America, man. Like, they love chanting USA whenever. So I think there's so much they can do with him.
I see, for the IC belt, give it that prestige back, because they've got nothing happening with it, and even if, like,
workers belt, like,
just have him just hold it for, you know, 6 years or something. Like, give him it for a long time. Even when he wins the big title, then drop the big title from him, keep him with this belt. He's just not getting bet, and then whoever beats him is going to get, like the Steiner beat him, and he gets just like this insane rub from it. But it's WWE. We're not going to get this. This is us talking sense. So don't try and make sense of what they do, because next week it'll be like Walter's Liv Morgan's manager or something. I mean, you'll be at this side with a dress on and shit.
Oh, it's so sad.
It hurts.
It's so sad.
It really hurts to see.
Oh, and he's so good, man. He's so good. And if they don't capitalize and deliver, like, I am going to lose. So, I mean, I've lost a lot of faith in the product as it is, but if you can't book Walter as your top mega star to batter everyone, all right, his promos may not be good, and I know that's very important on the main roster, but it doesn't have to be. He doesn't have to speak. Let his chops do the speaking, and that's it. But, like, I mean,
Cesaro,
when you said,
doesn't he have good promos, really? And he's great.
That's
and
probably
that's
probably why he's got that ceiling. Well, that's probably why he's got that ceiling, though, isn't it? I mean, but then again, they book the show, they write the scripts, they can make these things happen. That's what I constantly tell people. Oh, but, you know, this person's not legit, or for this reason. Yeah, but there's ways around it. You write it and make it happen. You don't have to have Cesaro speak, or, you know,
you just have them just come out and be like, I'm better than you, and leave. Like, you don't need to say anything. Just be an arrogant person. Like, you can still be a good guy and still be like, especially if you don't know how to speak on the mic and stuff, you're a good guy. People can relate to you. Oh, I'm a wee bit nervous and stuff like that. But yeah. It's WWE. They're not going to do anything that we've said here. And I'm probably going to be back on this in December morning, because I've not done anything that I said.
Oh, I'm so nervous for like just to look back on what's happened to Walter. Oh, I'm nervous.
He
Okay,
probably
let's move on.
won't be there anymore, man. He'll be in NXT 2.0 with Braun Breaker just there, or he'll be back in NXT UK, which nobody really watches, to be honest. Let's all tell the truth. Nobody's watching NXT UK. I don't know why they didn't change that brand. Just have left it similar, and I don't care for
I don't know.
it.
I don't know how they've escaped all the releases, to be honest. Like, big up all the UK talent and stuff. Like, I don't want anyone to lose their jobs, but I'm surprised that it was just left untouched.
I forgot that it's even there.
Yeah,
It's
of
like that
course.
department in your work that nobody really goes in.
That's
It's like,
probably why
what's
Nick
it?
Khan's crunching all these numbers. He's like, we're losing money somewhere. I just can't figure it out. Someone's going to come in one day and be like, I don't know if but there's a whole promotion in England you're running. Oh, that'll save some money.
Was it us? Was it really? I forgot about that.
Yeah, I thought that was someone else. Maybe we could have saved a few more jobs had they done that. Maybe Keith Lee would have been still about. Who knows? Right.
I'm glad he left, man, because it's embarrassing what they were going to do to him. The Bearcat thing and the
You know what, though? I love Keith Lee. I think he's brilliant. My concern is everyone's got a lot of high hopes for him. I am concerned that he's not going to be the same wrestler. We know he's got the health issues, and he was kind of very outspoken about them affecting, how he trains and works. So I don't know if we're ever going to see that same Keith Lee again. And everyone is really kind of hoping he turns up in AEW and, they deliver on him. And, that could be your first black AEW champion. But I think everyone needs to kind of just settle their expectations a bit because I'm not sure if we're going to see that same Keith Lee that we love anymore.
I think places like MLW might be better for him. A little bit of a more relaxed schedule, stuff like that. Because, like you
Impact.
said, nobody watches that anymore either, do they?
I know, but they might for Keith Lee if he's the main guy.
Oh, the other guy went the Bronson Reed. I've literally no watched him in Impact. I've no watched Impact in almost a year, and that I know the pay-per-views this week, and I don't care for it at all. Like, I had somebody coming on the podcast for Impact, and I was like, "No, are you watching it?" And I was like, "No," and they're like, I feel like no, a lot of the guys just kind of are just there for the paycheck and stuff. So that's gonna be a fun podcast.
I don't know. I don't check Impact regularly, but there are a couple of matches on Hard to Kill that do intrigue me. Like that Jonah match with Alexander looks all right. And they've got a 6 women Ultimate X match or whatever it is. So I probably will check it out, but I'm not.
I always feel they can book these matches and stuff like that, and then it just like it happens, and you're just like, oh, was that?
Yeah.
Didn't really give me nothing. Like, I've not got anything from this. I've just watched 2 hour wrestling show,
on
and that's
paper
it.
it looks great. Yeah, on paper it looks great, but did it deliver? Yeah. Right, on to your final controversial wish for 2022.
So this one's never going to happen. Like, it will never happen. But if it did, it would be insanely cool. And it's The Rock going to AEW for one more run, which would just be, just so cool. Wouldn't it? Like, just to see. I'm not a big fan of The Rock. I don't think he's the best wrestler in the world. But he's got that star power. He goes over there. He can put over anybody that he works with, and it gives that kind of people want to put eyes on it. Kind of what Hogan done to WCW, but better because still not that many people watched Hogan till he went bad. But it'd be cool to see The Rock go over there. I know he's pals with Nick Khan and shit, but going over there would just be insane.
I can feel the fire from the comments down below already. I can feel the rage. Why not, man? I think you're absolutely right. It would turn the world on its head. When we had the Christian Cage debut beginning of last year, I think it was Revolution.
I don't know.
I was sat there going, oh, if it's Brock Lesnar, it will change the landscape of everything. But as much as I don't want them to be signing more and more talent, if they could have The Rock appear over there before they even deliver on this Roman match, I mean, sparks will fly and it would be carnage.
It would just be, it gives in, like, makes you back when you were saying about Brock Lesnar coming with was so awkward because everybody was like, "It's going to be a Lesnar, it's going to be a Lesnar," and then Christian Cage came out and everybody was like, "Oh."
Still looking for his peeps.
Like, there's none. Same in TNA, nobody really cares, man. Just go wherever you're going to go. But I think The Rock, or even like no one like even a wrestling position, just being there is like, could they do one match a year? Even like try to think of something else. Austin doesn't wrestle anymore, but if you could get an Austin, that would be even bigger. But like The Rock or something coming over would just make it seem more real, because to just normal fans, they don't really care about wrestling. Well, does anybody care about wrestling anymore? But they know WWE. They're not caring about anything else. AEW doesn't really matter, especially here in the UK. You don't see it anywhere because it's on so late in ITV.
Mm.
But getting like The Rock in, better TV deals, more play. Like, oh, we've got the biggest star in wrestling in the past 20 years. Do you want to give us a better TV deal, like 9 o'clock? They'll probably do it, which is going to be fun for us and everywhere else in the world, but it's never going to happen, but I wish it does.
Yeah, that's a real big wish for me as well. I want them to deliver on this, or some kind of better ITV deal. Like, what are people watching at 3 a.m. on a Friday or 1 a.m? Do you know what I mean? What could they really be watching? Is it tele shopping or something? I don't even know. But like, there's UK fans are dying to have AEW. There's such a big fan base in the UK for wrestling. Like, they need to do something. I don't know. I always put it to maybe they were kind of delaying it until they were over here doing a big show, and then it was all kind of going to come together. But we'll see. Back to The Rock. How important do you think it is that we get this Roman Rock match?
I don't think it's really. It's kind of like Cena Rock, wasn't it? Wrestling was literally dying. Like, it was slowly just ready to fizzle out. Got a few more eyes on it. That's when WrestleMania really became that larger stadium with a big fancy show and that kind of stuff. Roman Rock, it's the only thing that Roman's got to do really, isn't it? Like, he's got nobody else to touch because everybody else is so below him. And no wrestling ability, but just in star power. It's like Roman, and then it's just like pages of nothing than the rest of WWE. But I don't. I think it's probably would help get more eyes again, normal people, onto do it, because as much as you can look at Twitter, and I know the comments hate when I say this, I always lose subscribers about it. Nobody's watching wrestling. People are moaning about TV ratings and that kind of stuff. Nobody's watching it. Couple of million people, nobody cares. I mean, I know people that watch it just out of habit of watching like Raw. Well, I'll watch this just because I've watched it since the same age as me, since I was 10. But nobody really cares about it. It's no too serious. It's no in pop culture. It's got a wee niche, and it's just left at the side, which is horrible to see. But like a Roman Rock might bring it back in a wee bit. But I don't think it's going to happen. No, next year. I don't see it. I don't see it at WrestleMania or anything like that, unless Nick Khan gets out the remortgages a few things, gets out the business loans, and like, here we've got because Kevin Owens got 2-3 million, so it's at least going to need to be.
What about the budget cut?
But I think The Rock would be better placed going to AEW, and if I was Nick Khan, I would tell him to go there. I'd be like, go to AEW. It's competitions of Pepsi and Cola. They need each other, like Pizza Hut and Domino's. They both need it. If it's only Domino's, nobody's really going to go because it's only pizza place there. But the two companies need each other. WCW needed WWE just as much as they need them. I would be like, go over there. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if Nick Khan's already been like, right, we're going to let you go, but go to AEW and try and help them. The guys need more star power, get some eyes on them, boost their ratings, because their ratings get boosted, so does WWE, because they've got two main shows. Every Rampage isn't a main show, but they've got SmackDown and Raw, which is the two oldest wrestling shows on normal TV. So I would be like, just go over there, give them some star power, and then come back out here so we can take the rest of it off you.
Oh, could you imagine if he did that and the promos when he returns to WWE and been, they would be dangerous.
It would be fun, but that's what makes it fun. We could be sitting here like this is fun to watch again, instead of from sitting that's how I stop my daily reviews, is sitting just depressed reading these matches and going, this is the same stuff that we seen 2 weeks ago. What are we doing?
See, I kind of, well, just because you're on that point, I did say this the other day to one of my pals about the like CM Punk, Eddie Kingston, for example. Everyone was saying we need that to go longer. Why have they only done one match? But now you know, if those two names come beside each other, you're excited for it. So I would rather, right, we get a little taster and we can always go back to it than CM Punk, Eddie Kingston every single week on Raw or SmackDown. Do you know what I mean? So it's the lesser of two evils.
I would rather, like, now, back in the day as well, you would get like Austin, Shawn in a feud with each other, and then like Shawn Michaels would go in to face somebody else, and Austin face somebody else, but they two still don't like each other, and you'll see them bicker a wee bit. They come back in the future. It gives us something to always look forward to, instead of from just being like, cool, we're going to get Becky Lynch and Liv Morgan for the next 6 years straight, and you know who's going to win, because who cares about wrestling and storytelling or anything anymore? Put a movie on, just read a script. It's not even hard. Like, just watch The Simpsons. It has a better storyline than what most wrestling shows do. But I'm on a rant. I watched that NXT last night. I'm on a rant.
I still need to watch it. Well, if I will, to be fair.
It was actually, it was okay. It wasn't terrible, but it was not as good as everybody makes it.
Was the Ciampa Steiner match any good?
It was really good, aye. It was a good storytelling. Obviously, it went the way that everybody thought it was going to go. But it's no the best match ever that everybody on Twitter has seemingly made this out to be. It was a good match, but no like it's no like a, I don't know, a 5-star classic. Going to remember it the rest of my life. I'll forget it next week.
Yeah, I might check it out. I got New Japan to watch first. Priorities. Thank you so much for joining me, Barry. Before I let you go, make sure you check out figtees.co.uk, everyone. Use code GGPod to save yourself 20%. Make sure you're subscribed to Barry's channel. Great wrestling content. You've heard a little snippet of what you can expect there at the end of his rant. Always honest, always, I mean this in the nicest way, opinionated. But yeah, definitely check out his channel. The information will be below. Make sure you're subscribed and dropping plenty of likes because they matter to us, annoyingly.
They really do. They really do. When I see a like, I'm happy. Even if it's a comment, call me Baldy. I don't care. Do what you want. Call me names, whatever.
You're watching.
It gives me a view and it makes me feel good for YouTube.
There you go. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll let you go. Make sure you subscribe to his channel. Make sure you subscribe to mine. Respect yourself. Don't neglect yourself. Peace.